So he's going to explain how the evening's going to go. So I'll leave it to Brian. Let's welcome Brian. Give him a big hand.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright, thank you so much for coming out to join us tonight. We are Brian Molley Quartet, coming all the way to you from Glasgow. I hope we saw some of you the other night at Madras Jazz Festival. It's really great to be here in India performing, not only to be part of the Jazz Festival, and we've also done a gig in Bangalore since we've been here, but also to take part in this event tonight, which is it's always really great to not only play in a new place, but also to do this kind of workshop here, to get to meet some local musicians and maybe explain a little bit to you about what we do. So the format of the evening is we're going to play something for you now, which is a quartet track of ours, and then we're going to invite a special guest up to join us, play one of our tracks from our new album and explain a little bit about how that music works, and we're going to invite some of you guys up to join us to demonstrate how easy it is to play jazz. Okay, so first of all though, we're going to play a tune of a band called Picky and Slinky. Thank you very much. Allow me to introduce to you Tom Gibbs on the piano. And back there on the drums, this is Stuart Brown. And over on this side of the stage, this is James Lindsay on the double bass. And we'd at this point very much like to invite our special guest to join us for this next track. Please give it up for Kishore Percussion. So what we thought we would do is we're going to end the evening this evening with a short concert, a collaboration between Brian Molley Quartet and this fabulous Indian percussionist Kishore, and we're going to play 4 tracks there. The first track that we're going to play is this next one. We're just going to play a little bit of it to you now to give you a flavour of what it sounds like, and then we're going to talk a little bit about that tune and how I put it together and the story behind it, and also we're going to invite a couple of guys up to join us. But first of all, let's hear how it goes. So this is a tune of mine. It's called Journeys in Hand in Hand. Thank you very much. So we'll play a longer version of that track later, but I'd like to tell you a little bit about it and invite some of you to join us to play. So at this point, could I ask the house lights just to come up a little bit, please? So you guys can see me, but I'd like to see you too. sure somebody's getting on that. Okay, so this is our third trip to India. It's fantastic to be back, as I said. This is the first time we've been in Chennai, but the third time we've made it over here. So the first time we played at Jodhpur Roof in Rajasthan, and then also some gigs in Delhi, a couple of shows there, a gig in Kolkata and also a gig in Bangalore. And that was in 2015. Supported at that point by Creative Scotland. They really made that happen for us. They've been great for this project all along. Then back in 2016 we came back. This time we stayed in Jodhpur for the Jodhpur trip. Better? Yes. So for the trip in 2016 we were involved in a project that was a collaboration between the 4 musicians from Scotland and 4 musicians from Rajasthan, and I wrote a bunch of music for that project, and Journeys in Hand, which you've just heard a little bit of, was one of those tunes that I wrote for that. So if I could just explain a little bit about how I put it together, that might sort of, illuminate a little bit, and then a couple of guys are going to come up and join us to play with us. So one of the challenges I think that you're faced if you are attempting to join together 2 styles of music like jazz and Indian folk music is that there are some things that are missing from one part of the deal and some things that are very important in the other. So for example, there's not a lot of harmony in Indian music. There's a lot of complex rhythmic material and sort of scalic patterns, but there's not much harmony. But jazz has got loads and loads of harmony. So if you're going to put those 2 things together, you kind of have to find a way that you can do that and make it mix and match so that you can get your harmony and still make it sound like an Indian piece of music. So what I did was I based this piece on a particular scale. So I'm going to ask our friends Louis and I've forgotten Kieran's going to. Could you guys get ready and you can come up and join us. So yeah, so what I did was I found a scale. A lot of Indian music, as I understand it, is based on scale. So I found a scale that had a slightly Indian flavour to it. I'm going to play that scale for you now. So that's it, that's basically the scale, and that's what we used to build the whole tune around. And I'm going to get the guys to learn how to play that scale with us in just a second. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is ask Tom to play through the harmony in the tune, and you can see that I've used this one scale, but it can still fit within the harmony of the tune, which means I get my chords, I get what I want, and make it sound jazzy. Jazzy is a good word. And but I can still have the Indian flavour to it, and that's the way that I approached making a lot of the music for this project that we've been a part of. So here we go with the first chord. So you can see, basically I've just used one tool and then twisted it around so that it would fit the harmonies it got as we went. So that means that if you're a musician.
Can you hear me? So if you were a musician who was used to not dealing with chords, then you can improvise on this tune quite freely and not have to worry about the chords. If you're a jazz musician who's used to dealing with chords, then you can improvise on using the chords. It suits everybody. We're going to demonstrate that, I think, with Karen and Lee. So do you guys want to join? Come up, join us, Karen and Lee, everybody. So are you going to be
hiding with the camera.
It's okay to check. It's okay to wait.
So can I teach you guys the scale first of all? Teach you the first part. Okay, so One, two, three, and